here, focused on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there is nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach of this fire, was not aware of this nightmare, but when I stopped to see through sight, begging for help, begging for hope, just need to open my eyes now, to try to change them to sunshine, to be someone among others. I've got to try.
Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Alright, good evening here, Dirt fans. We're back tonight here for the GeForce Racing League Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown charity event. And I tell you what, it's been a good week here so far for it. It kicked off Tuesday night, and these guys, well, they did an outstanding job here for the GeForce Racing League. And tonight, they'll add it here. We got street stock action and heat race number 1, Doug. I tell you what, it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it is. The Kreitz Coast to Coast Racing Team, the sim racing team, sponsoring this one. In that group, it's Roger Craig, Preston Kramer, Terry Landis, Joe Backus, John Short, Andy Patton, Gary Taylor, Bill Calder, and Mike Kramer. Thank you, everybody, for sponsoring this event here tonight. Night number 3. It all builds to the big finale on Monday, Joe.
Yes, it does, and you're right. When you talk about the big finale there for Monday, these guys are going to put on a good show. We got Sunday night, though. Don't go anywhere on that one. It's going to be a really good one. I appreciate everybody out there. What's going on, Vickery? How are you? Everybody here tonight. We are live tonight here on the GeForce TV, on YouTube, and over on Facebook on the OSR Network. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and cross your fingers, folks. The tropical storm has went away from our area here in NC. I know a lot of people in the area is without power. Luckily, we didn't. So we're gonna say we're gonna have a good night.
Yeah. So if all of a sudden you see something crazy happen, you'll know that the storm, the remnants of it, have hit Joe's house. So hopefully, everything will be okay. Hey, I wanted to tell you something that happened last night, Joe. Stephen Goldner, who's on the outside of the front row, he came from the C through the B and came from 24th to 4th in a caution-free 360 race. How's that?
That is awesome, man. I tell you what, Stephen Goldner's fast. Right now, he's got LWYs up front there with Daniel Vaught. He's right there along with him, Lane Snook. But you got Stephen Goldner. They're already, remember the street stock guys here, a lot of times they can stay door to door, kind of do a little beating and banging on each other. As right now, it is a race for the top 3, but only 4 of them are going to go to the feature here tonight.
LWY's is the car in the bottom. Stephen Goldner likes that teal blue. Lane Snook was one of several drivers, and Joe and I were talking about this right before we went on the air here, was one of several drivers who was actually fastest and faster than qualifying than they were in practice as they go 3 wide for the lead. Wow.
Yeah, 3 wide right now. Lane says, I want to try the inside groove, see if it's going to work here tonight. Stephen Goldner still locking it down there, but LW hanging strong on the outside right now. He is still going toe-to-toe with old Steven. Good battle for the lead right here.
Love that shot you had coming out with them 3 wide right there. I think Snook, he's trying to do the bottom, but there's just not enough room there. In case you guys can't see it, there's a big curve down the inside here at Knoxville, although here he goes. Here's his chance as they're 3 wide into 1 for the lead. We don't say that much.
No, we don't, but you can do it here. It's wide enough for these 2 cars. You see LW has to get out of it, drops back to 3rd, but still battle up front. Snook says he's going to try to see if he can't snook in there. Here comes LW. Sends it on the inside. He's going to take the slide job, and he does.
And coming right through with him is Goldner. So Goldner now back up to 2nd place as they continue to swap things around. Back to 3rd now is LWI's, and he's got competition on the bottom. That yellow number 4 is Daniel Vaught, yellow and orange.
Yeah, it is. Right now, though, still up front. It's a good battle. Remember, the top 4 drivers are the ones who transfer out of this one. So that would be Daniel Vaught. He is hanging on to that 4th place spot for the moment, but he's got his hands full with Todd Shaw, and that's going to be Preston Cranmer, folks, as like it still shows Mike, but it's Preston there in that 07, and those cars right there won into the show.
Yes, they do. And, of course, that time we saw Vaught kind of push up a little bit the quarter before this. That opened up the door on the inside, but Shaw and Cranmer not able to get there. Like seeing these guys running low like that. I like it when they get that left front up that curb.
I'm going to see it here, though, man. Todd's right there. He's got a little bit of time. Maybe he can sneak up there and get that 4th place as everybody's kind of single file. Boy, you see Lane Snook tearing the inside curb up right there as he put the front end up. He did that the other night here, too, Doug. He got down there and put those 2 wheels, and it's almost like he was going to drive the curb. Battle for 4th, though. Here comes Todd.
On the inside comes Todd Shaw. That's the red and black car with the checkerboards on it there. And this is the last lap right here. So he's got this chance here in turn 2 as the folks from the National Sprint Car and Hall of Fame Museum watch. And he'll have one more chance here in 3 and 4, although I can see that Vaught's pulled away a little bit. Take us home, Joey.
Out of turn 4, final time. Lane Snook's going to win it here, though, but it looks like Daniel Vaught's going to hang on. So right along here with Todd, and he just cannot get anything going. But, man, what a good heat race number 1 here to kick off the Epsilon Wraps Triple Crown Series charity events. Good calls here tonight, folks, and it's been a good one so far. We're going to head us off into heat race 2.
And this is something that doesn't happen a lot. They finished in exactly the order they qualified in. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Lane Snook was the fastest, and then right behind him. So that was interesting how that worked. So I guess you needed to be in the top 4 to do something. And one thing I've noticed here is this is Gambler Motorsports heat number 2, by the way. John Hine, Connor Ross, Michael Redding, Aiden Young, and Steven Spees all helping to do this. It seems like it's a lot tougher here, Joe, if you get behind and run somebody down.
It is, and I think a lot of it, too, has to go off of the sprint cars in general. I think that the stock cars in general is because, we see these obviously a lot slower. It is fixed setup. These things are a lot heavier. We talked about that the other night.
Yep, 3,000 plus pounds.
You just cannot throw these things around like you can a late model or sprint car and so forth. So I think it's very hard to pass with these. And then also you got, the track, a little bit of the track. Yes. Is it slick? Is it tacky? Cedra. So we'll just have to see what happens here in this heat race number 2.
Yep, Jordan Hill, Joe Backus in the front row. Somebody new here, Josh Gerlach and Aiden Young in row 2. Andrew Smith, Kyle Jenkins, row number 3. Terry Fennell, Roger Craig, row number 4. Kyle Moonen is out back in the 5th row all by himself. And that's been one of the nice things this week too, Joe. I mean, it's been nice to see some new competitors come on over, and hopefully they like what they see in the GForce Racing League and they keep coming.
That's absolutely. That's just what it's all about. And you can check it out on GForceRL.com here. These guys will get all the information you can about the league and things going on with obviously GForce and so forth, so on. That's they definitely got racing throughout. And on GForce TV on YouTube, obviously they have Real Style Racing, so those guys cover a lot of real racing on the dirt tracks and so forth. So it's always good if you like that as far as the virtual world goes. Here we go. Pace trucks in. Man, I tell you what, heat race number 2, Joe Backus, Jordan Hill. And you got Josh Gerlach. Is it Gerlach?
I believe it is, yes.
Okay.
I believe that was right. And how about that skin on the 31 at the back of Kyle Mooney, bringing back some of the old Dale Earnhardt Sr. Goodwrench cars on that. I like it. Looks real sharp.
Oh, yeah. See that black and silver there back in the day. Absolutely.
Like it, yeah.
Good-looking machine. He's unfortunately back there in 8th place spot.
Yeah.
You know, hey, maybe he's got time to get up out of that 4th place, and we'll see what happens. Battle's on for second, though.
Jordan Hill out in front right now. That's Backus in front. And nice to see, like we said, somebody new doing well as Josh Gerlach sits right now in position number 3 with Aiden Young right there. Andrew Smith, that's the car with the rainbow-looking front end on it right there. He brought that out last week, first time we saw that car. But a good battle shaping up here for position number 2.
And Aiden Young's got a full front view mirror, as we see right there of it, man. Joe Backus and Josh right there battling door to door. Now they go single file for the moment for the top 4 drivers. Aiden's hanging on to the 4th place here. And you see Jordan blinking just a little bit. That's usually not what you want to see in front of you here on the virtual world. Behind Aiden, though, Andrew Smith's there. He's lurking in the weeds. He's going to see. He's hoping Aiden makes a mistake so he can get in that 4th place. But Jordan Hill up front. I know Joe's probably sitting there going, man, yeah, I see him blinking a little bit. Hopefully I can get around him. He's going to try the inside, see if he can't get around him.
He goes. And you could have stayed on that in-car shot forever, by the way. I just love that shot right there. I'm the one screaming during the races on TV, no, stay there, you know. I'll ride around a whole day like that. Hill continued to lead, at least he was, but now Joe Backus with the inside move, but Hill comes right back at him. Gerlach is watching from position number 3. Oh, they got together and into the wall goes Hill.
Yeah, he got up into the wall a little bit, man. Joe Backus got there. Just a little bit of contact between the two, and then you can do that. You can get away with it in these cars. You know, we talked about that with the sprint cars, but boy, we got a battle heating up back here, though. Aiden Young, Andrew Smith. Remember I told you Andrew Smith was there? He's doing a slide job on the inside of Aiden. He's going to see if he can't take over. Well, he's up in the 3rd place. Excuse me. Jordan Hill fell back to 4th. Now it's Jordan Hill and Aiden Young. Yeah. That's a 3-car battle.
Yeah, he says, I know I hit the wall, but I'm going to come back up. He's going to have 2 laps to go when they come around this time. Out front, Gerlach has caught him a little bit, trying to make a race there, but this race for 3rd is a really good one. And
absolutely.
Stay on that camera, Joe. I love that. Okay?
Well, it shows the battle in front here of Kyle Jenkins. He's running in 6th. It shows a really good shot of that 4th place battle, which is the last transfer spot there with Jordan Hill and Aiden Young. I mean, it really gives you a good idea of what those two. And you see the contact right there. White flag, and Jordan Hill's going to lose everything here as we come around for the final time. Out front, though, it's going to be Joe Backus. Aiden Young is definitely going to hang on for the moment in 4th place as they come down to the line into the final turns. Aiden Young's there. Joe Backus out front. Joe's going to win this thing here in Heat Race 2.
Gerlach is going to get 2nd, Andrew Smith 3rd, and Aiden Young sneaks in and gets the final qualifying spot in the 69. So Jordan Hill, who started on the pole, a couple little glitches, a couple little blinks of his car, and he ends up in 5th. He'll be starting up front in one of the consolation races later on.
Yeah, it is. That puts us in Heat Race number 3 here. So far, so good. Fast and Furious here for the Street Stock Series, for our GForce Racing League. Obviously, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Triple Crown charity event here this week. Appreciate it. Go to GForceRL.com and you'll get all the information out there for it. And Victory says, good run to Andrew. Hey, it was a good run, Andrew. Did really well.
He did.
He'll still have a, talking about Andrew Smith there, so he actually made it into the feature, so you won't have to run through the alphabet there.
Exactly. Spartan Racing Team sponsoring this one. Of course, a lot of the guys in the Spartan Racing Team include Kyle Parker. You just mentioned Nicholas Vickery. He's on that team. G.J. Boydell, it's just fun to say. Andrew Smith, Wade Miller, Lance Ripka, and our good friend Tom Taylor, all part of that group. Same deal here. They inverted the top 4, 8 laps. Top 4 will get into the show. And Joe's going to put me in the car again this time as we go around so I can see that. I'll watch that all day long. So nice to see somebody new here. Troy P. Stewart's in, Mike Schultz, Corey Smith, Michael Redding, Castleman, Joseph Hermans, Terry David Throop, Gary Taylor, and Lance Ripka. So again, some more new
that
people.
505 Corey Smith car. I look at that paint job out there. Reminds me of Bojangles box.
Oh yeah.
I've never had the big bow box. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah, we get commercials from the ACC network up here because Syracuse is in the ACC, so we see a lot of those Bojangles commercials up here in New York. And man, I wish we had one. Is it as good as it looks?
I mean, it is.
It is.
Obviously, I prefer KFC, but I mean, it is good stuff. They have awesome dirty rice, though. We'll say that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Here I mean, go.
It's good.
It is. All right, so good. I'm ready. I may take a trip to North Carolina just for that. So, Troy,
they have some in Virginia, I believe so. You'll be all right. You might not have to go
relatives
far,
there.
They might have. I think they do. I'm not 100% sure. Green flag though, but up front, Mike Schultz though.
Good run.
There's a guy up there. Yeah, Michael Redding. That's two guys up there that know how to get it done. Here at Troy Stewart, like we say, and we also got Corey Smith. So top 4 guys right now, kind of in a bunch. That's what they kind of want, kind of get away. You got Cody Castleman hanging on back in that 5th place spot, though, for the moment.
Yes, he is in your car, 505 with the Bojangles colors, sitting back there in position number 4. I have a feeling the race for second might heat up here in just a moment because Troy P. Stewart did not get a good start, and I think he wants to try to get back. You can see him grooming up the bottom. Corey Smith's following him through, and actually not out of this yet is Cody Castleman in the 86.
Yeah, they went on board with Cody Castleman to see what he sees, and the only thing he sees is a lot of dirt right now. So on his
turned right too. So
visor. So I really like this shot a little bit better. It kind of shows you more of a perspective of what the car is doing in front. As Cody's right there along with him. Corey Smith, he is trying to get an inside groove to make contact. Wow.
I had a look at that inside wall too, and I wondered if it was going to catch him a spot or not. But now we got a race for 5th, which is exactly what these top 4 want. They want them side by side and outside of a qualified position.
Yeah, it is. Mike Schultz still running this thing out front here, but he's got his hands full of Michael Redding. Redding right there on his back bumper. You've also got, but then you still got Troy and Corey. So you got a battle for 1, 2, and 3 and 4.
And 5 and 6. So they're side by side almost everywhere. Almost looks like a parade lap with a little extra space back between them. But I'm starting to like this racetrack more and more every night we get here. I'll tell you that.
It's a really good racy style track here at Knoxville. It's very well known for its sprint cars. I don't really know how many of the street stocks they run, but right now they're doing an outstanding run here. Corey Smith's trying to look and see if he can't get that 3rd place. He's going to see if he can't put a slide job on him. But Cody and Joseph back there behind them. Problem is, if they don't get unhooked up, they're going to lose a little ground. Time's going to run out on them.
And now up into 3rd is... Nope, he didn't get it. I thought for a second he was going to get it, but Corey's up there. He did. Okay, so now Tony Smith is back there. And again, 1st and 2nd, they're still racing each other too, like the green rims.
Yeah, they're still racing each other up. Michael has not been able to find a way to get around Mike and Jimmy. I tell you what, these are the heat races, so I think Ryan Beagle will probably be coming up here shortly on some of the heats. We're only in heat race number 3. It's white flag flies one more time there, and I don't know if Cody's got enough to get up to Troy. He's not close enough for that 4th place yet.
Oh, one of the drivers saying he's having a problem with his Wi-Fi because of the rain. So that is interesting because obviously he's on satellite. So that's interesting. Okay. Last lap, coming to the checkered.
Out of 4, and I tell you what, Troy's right there. He's going to hang on to the 4th place spot. Mike Schultz is going to win it. And again, that whole storm moving up, actually it's up to your area up there, Maine and New York
tomorrow,
and all
I guess.
that. So yeah, all up in that area. Like I say, a lot of these guys, it hit us earlier today. A lot of people in our area, obviously with the thoughts and prayers out there.
Yes, absolutely.
A lot of people out there with no power. Actually, a couple of friends of ours said they hadn't had power since 11 o'clock this morning. So
oh no!
Like, wow, and they don't know when the power's going to come back on. We were lucky and fortunate. Ours blinked a little bit earlier in the day, but we've stayed on, so hopefully we'll be here. But this is the B main, 15 cars here, and we had 3 heats? Over my math, right? 12 cars to go.
Yep, so 12 are coming from this one. That's right. This is the Velocity Race Design V-Main. And the reason we kind of point out a little bit about the way these cars look, Joe, is because of Velocity and Epsilon Sprint Wraps, of course, 2 people who can really help make your cars look good. So if you want yours looking as good as what you're seeing out today, get a hold of the folks at Velocity Design.
And Jimmy, I might have told you wrong out there with Ryan Beagle. And I'm hoping I'm going to get this information right, because I know it has changed a little bit due to the fact that we've had so many entries here. They changed around a little bit on if you already qualified for the features of like next week with Monday. I don't think they were going to let the guys just keep racing and go into the other races, but I think now, since there's so many, they're kind of spreading it out. Ryan Beagle might have already qualified for the feature for next Monday, and I just have I'll go back on some notes and look, but that might be the reason why you don't see him out here in the street stocks. Now, that does not say he might not be here for the late models, and I know you want to see your favorite driver out there, obviously. Well, actually, late models will be... Yeah, we got late models tonight. My bad.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'm so used to seeing the sprints, but we got late models tonight, so you might see him here in the late models in the second race here tonight. But yeah, that's why you don't see him. I think he's already qualified in for the feature of the street stocks for next week. With all the different entries and all, they're just kind of spreading it out a little bit. Green flag though, B main here, and it'll be a good one. Remember, 12 cars go, so that's going to put 3 drivers out here.
I think only 14 may have taken the green, so maybe just 2 as we watch. So this is basically for starting spot. Positions 13 will go to the winner, 14 to second place, and so on back. Todd Shaw, who just missed in his qualifying heat, is leading this one along with Jordan Hill, although Preston Kramer is kind of getting in the mix now as well.
Well, I was watching back there in the back with Roger Craig, Gary Taylor and company there, because they're outside looking in. I'm watching this 12th place battle now. That's where the hot seat is. You got Andrew Ewing, but here comes Roger Craig. I'm going to tell you what, shh, don't say too much about it, but he's right there in the 12th place. He's got Andrew along with him. It's going to heat up back there between those two, and you see right there, just because that car Jordan Hill hit the wall, guess what? Let's old Roger up there. You know, we better go back up to the front, because we're going to jinx on Roger.
Well, I'll tell you, this was about last night. Roger was in the C last night for the sprints, made a pass on the last lap to get the final transfer spot to get it. Didn't make it in through the B, but as he told me afterwards, he goes, that was my moment of glory right there. He's actually had a whole bunch of people watching, rooting him on, so good job. As we watch, basically, here's the battle for position, I think that's 6th, 7th, and 8th, I believe.
It is, 6th, 7th, and 8th.
Yes.
You got Joshua Hermings, is that right? And I want to appreciate you guys out there for the info right there, Victory and Chase. Thanks for helping me out a little bit, helping me all dug up here on that.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, Victory said that is right. Once you qualified, you can't run another qualifier. So that makes sense. You know, obviously if you've got the number of people there. And Beagle said he's going to take the week off. So what's he taking a week off for?
Oh, I don't know. All right. Battle for the lead. There goes Cranmer. Down on the bottom is Mooney. Watches from position number 3.
That is Preston Cranmer, by the way, folks. I don't know why it still shows Mike, but it is Preston Cranmer either way. And you're right. Preston's going to see if he can't throw a slide job on him.
Doesn't quite get the opportunity. Shaw has tried his best to ignore him and just race the track, which is usually a good philosophy. But again, notice how much the track has changed already. Everybody was down on the bottom, putting those left fronts out on the curb. Not anymore, as we work lap number 7 of this 10-lap B main.
What I'm noticing here, the difference between what it was the other night, Tuesday night, when we was seeing these street stocks take on this track, this place looks a little bit more slicker than what it was. These cars look like they're sliding a little bit better, as they looked a lot tighter on Tuesday when we were raced here. So maybe the track conditions are a lot different. You see Kyle right there is watching the battle for the lead, as Preston's going to take it for the moment, not going to have it. Here comes Todd to the outside. Let's go back to our 12th place here, though. That's where the hot seat is. Jordan Hill right now has it, and don't say nothing. The Bass King himself, Roger Craig, he's up in 11th.
Well, he's got a couple seconds on him, actually almost 3, so hopefully that will work out. And what an adventurous heat for Jordan Hill, who had an incident to start it up front, fell back, but now sits in the final transfer spot. As we are winding down here, they're going to get the white flag when they come around next time. This is the battle up front, and it's a good one.
Yeah, this is the main battle here. 3 cars strong here. You got Kyle Mooney, Mike Kramer there, and then Todd Shaw up front. White flag, final time here around. As you see him coming out of turn 2, who's it going to be? Is my old Preston going to be able to slide that thing in there and take it away from Todd? Is Todd going to be able to hold him off here in the final turns?
I think Todd might have the momentum. He came down a little bit that time and helped to shut the door, slides up a little bit. Here they come off forward, checkered flag ready. We'll see who it is.
Shaw. Gonna drag race him off a turn forward. Gonna be able to get it here for our B main here tonight.
Cranmer, Mooney, Castleman, Harrimans, Throop, Whipple, Bacher, Taylor, Jenkins, Craig, and Hill. They get all in. They're in now for the feature. Unfortunately, Andrew Ewing and Terry Fennell just missed out. So sorry, guys, and better luck on the next one.
Yeah, I hate that on their end, but hey, you know, it happens. You always got to have some that get in, some that don't, and gonna put us in a little warm up here. So that's gonna give us a little time to talk about the event here tonight, folks. Got about 5 minutes here that we can, you know, chit chat. Obviously, we're gonna have a one of the racers here, one of the main sponsors here in a few. He's gonna jump up here and you know, we'll ask him a few questions on it. But hope everyone is out there been enjoying the race, as this is the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Triple Crown Challenge here. It is the charity week here, and young man out there who unfortunately, you know, pit accident, got burnt. But I know he's probably watching. Hope he's got a smile on his face.
We hope he is, and we wish all the best for his family. I can only imagine what everybody is going through. I mean, here he is at a racetrack. He's playing with his cars inside the trailer. Static electricity as they're fueling the car caused a fire. It's something that unfortunately still happens, and I know they're working on a lot of different ways to prevent that from happening, but he is still at Lehigh Valley Burn Center. And anybody who knows anybody who's gone through rehabilitation after burns, they say it is one of the tougher rehabs that you'll ever have. So we're praying for you, young man, that everything's okay. Steve King Foundation, which is a tax-deductible nonprofit 501c3 organization. So in other words, basically, that's telling you that they've gone through the channels. This is not just somebody knocking on doors and going, hey, can you give them some money for me to help? This is the real deal. Steve himself was a racer before he passed. Back in, I believe it was 2006. So it's nice that that foundation has jumped on board, and we appreciate the teams because, Joe, they all paid extra money to do this week too. So it's wonderful that they all did this. And then, like the teams that we mentioned there who were sponsoring the qualifying heats, they didn't have to do that, and they did anyway. So my hat's off to all of you who are making this happen tonight.
Well, we got one of the main sponsors here, Kyle Parker. We'll bring him up here and let you get a few words in with him here. So, Kyle Parker is one of the main sponsors here for one of the race teams here for the Triple Crown Challenge here for the Epsilon Sprint Wrap. So, Kyle Parker here and let you get a word with him.
Hey, Kyle Parker, it's Doug and Joe up in the booth. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. I'm curious, are you on the track or are you taking a couple laps off?
No, I made it Monday, so tonight I'm just hanging out and spotting for Andrew, our other teammate. We're trying to get him in.
Gotcha. And of course, on the Spartan team, in addition to Kyle, they also have Nicholas Vickery, GJ Boydell, Andrew Smith, Wayne Miller, Lance Ripka, and Tom Taylor. So why did you guys decide to do the extra and go that extra little bit here for this big charity event, the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Challenge Series?
Just, man, we want to get our name out there too, but it's not just about that, man. It's a 5-year-old kid we're talking about, and it's tough. I mean, I got a 2-year-old daughter, she'll be 3, and if if anything ever happened to her, I would want to do anything I possibly could. So just to help him out, even if it was only a couple $100, man, it's something that they can, with the bills, I'm sure they're at the hospital a lot. I don't know how his parents, they got how much work they got to take off, but unfortunately, man, burns are nothing good, so I'm sure it's going to be a lot of rehab for him, and hopefully, he can get better sooner than later.
You made a good point there, Kyle, about, they still they're going to need groceries. They're going to need gas money to get back and forth, all those little things that pop up, and who knows if the water heater might go too. So anything we could do to help the family out is amazing. So you're already in. Where did you finish?
Oh, I actually won it Monday.
Nice. So tell me about this track with the street stocks.
It's fun. It's a bigger track for the dirt street stocks, but it's fun. There's a lot of racing for sure, definitely, because you get the 2 lanes. So for most tracks, it's kind of for the dirt street stocks, kind of like a 1 lane. But here you can get the high side working on early, and then it does kind of a little wear off at the end. So then it does turn into a bottom line. But if you can get the high side working, it stays pretty much 2 grooves throughout the whole race. But it's fun here, man. It is. I like it here.
Lots of room too. That's the other thing. So as I'm watching these guys practice, and what are they trying to do? Because are these fixed setups, or are we using our own?
These are fixed setups.
Okay, so we can't do anything with the car. So what are you looking for when you're up? What were you looking for when you were practicing on your night on Tuesday?
Just looking for a good line to run. You know what I mean? You gotta have a good line in, obviously, but it's all about the line out, getting that momentum out to try to drag race the guy. You know, if you're trying to pass him,
gotcha.
Get that run out. So you're just looking for any sort of tacky track you can get your back tires on and get you that help off. Because once it slicks off, it kind of gets a little harder. But other than that, it's fun. You know, during the warm up, you're trying to see where you're at with the speed as well. You know how you compare with the other guys, how they're racing on the track too. So it's a lot going in there, but give it your all, you should be pretty good.
Well, we'll see you in the big championship on Monday, of course. Kyle, please relay my thank yous to everybody on the Spartan Racing team. You guys didn't have to do that. You did, and I really do appreciate it. And congratulations again on the big win.
Thank you. You guys have fun.
We will. Thanks. I wondered about that, Joe, what they were actually doing, with the fixed setups. And so it's more about your line.
Yeah,
but it's more about your line.
Yeah, you can't really do much with a fixed setup. You can do your turning radius and fuel is the biggest thing, but other than that, there's not a lot you can do when it comes to big setup and all. But hey, feature time here tonight. Well, we got 24 drivers here about to get set here at Knoxville. It's gonna be a good one.
Epsilon Sprint Wraps, of course, sponsoring all the feature events this year. You want to get your cars looking really sharp? Epsilon Sprint Wraps are the people to do it. Joe and I have often talked about it is kind of tricky to get these things to look exactly like you want. So sometimes the help for people like that could be exactly what you need.
Yes, it is. You got Lane Snook sitting up on top right there with Joe Backus. And, I know we mentioned it and talked about it before, but I got a feeling with as hard as it is to pass this place, qualifying is going to be crucial with the street stocks. Maybe not so much, well, it is for any of them, but maybe not as crucial with the late models or the sprints. But with these street stocks, it is so difficult to come through the field and pass. I think being out front is where you really want to be, and so having that good position and good qualifying is what you need.
Exactly. 25 laps, and it's interesting. The guy I was watching during the practice was Lane Snook, and he stayed at the bottom the entire time during practice. So he knew where he was starting. He's worked that line. We'll see if he decides to stay there or try something else.
Either way, here we go. Pace trucks in. Feature time here tonight. Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Triple Crown Challenge here. Joe Backus, Lane Snook. They're already 3 wide behind them back there. 24 car field here. Here we go.
Wow, up next to the wall. I see a whole bunch of folks out there. This is really something, but what a nice start for Snook as he takes the lead. Backus is the blue car that's right behind him. They're trying to go 3 wide for third.
And they're 4 wide back around the 10th place spot right there. Kyle Jenkins obviously hitting the wall. He's around the 01 there. No caution. He was able to get that thing going back straight. So
yep, I can see him. He's okay.
We'll go back up here to around about the 8th place spot. You can see because Lane Snook's still taking it out. Those guys, man, have got a good battle back there around 2 by 2 and 3 wide. Oh, and Gary Taylor's around.
Redding is the red car that you see on the outside there, trying for third place as we're still green at this point.
Green. So well, and you know what? Just because he got way down there in the bottom and just hit that inside wall. So, well, let's go back here up here again. We see a good shot there, still side by side, around about the 8th place spot.
This is just as wild. Oh, caution is out. Must be further back because I'm not seeing anything.
Bill Batcher, I think.
This good. Oh, there he is.
Let's go with the A&J Custom Creations replay here. See exactly. It said Bill Batcher, but going to go on him and see. Back here right now, we're watching the replays going around on the inside the turn here. Back there by himself. I don't know. He's playing the Dukes of Hazzard back there.
And then you see him going around in the infield out of the way. That's probably why they had to throw the yellow. He started coming back up the tracks. So,
Yeah. Once you come up the track, though, the yellow's going to have to come on out there. So Yeah, he kind of just, remember that the other night I was talking about the guys putting 2 wheels on the inside curb. Somebody's going to just eventually try to just jump that thing, and I think Lane was trying to. Well, there, he went ahead and tried it.
I think Uncle Jesse was rooting him on, I think, too, you know. Yeehaw! As they went across. So I always loved that show. I was always a big fan of the 68 through 70 Dodge Chargers. So I understand they wrecked more than a few of those during the filming that show.
Lord of mercy, though, if we might get kicked off the air if we talk about it too much nowadays.
Hey, we didn't mention anything except they went through a bunch of Dodge Chargers and how much we liked it. You can still like things. Last I knew, Lane Snook out front had almost a 6/10 of a lead too when that yellow came out. But he's looking strong tonight, Joe. This might be tough for them to catch him tonight.
Lane is looking pretty good right now. And again, I go back to that. Being out front there is the key. You can already see not many people are coming through the field here. You know, it's just a product of this car and the track. I mean, street stocks are really hard to, you know, and unless, again, now if they were running an open style setup, might be a little bit different because everybody would be different setup wise. But with it being fixed, this track here tonight, we're already seeing it's very hard to pass. You know, really a lot of side-by-side racing. So you're not out front, and you just see right there, Lane Snook gets another jump on Joe Backus. I think that's what he wants, is to stay out front here behind him. Good battle for second, though.
And there, at the time we went green, the top 12, there was nobody from outside the top 12 who would work their way in to the top 12. So we'll see what happens as, again, Snook married to the bottom, it appears here, as we watch the battle for second place. That's Backus on the bottom. Goldner, and we're yellow once again as Goldner fell back to fourth.
It looks like Terry Davis. If we can't find old Terry here. Back on the replay here.
So that's the start there.
There's Terry. Okay. Do I have Terry here? Then that looks like number 50, the 58 car on the bottom. He's by himself right now. Maybe just another product of what we saw earlier. Oh, well, you know, you don't see that often. Actually, I mentioned it the other day. Just looped it. So that might take it back to the difference. Yeah, the difference of this track, you know, track state as what it was the other night. Remember, we was talking about that in the street stocks. You normally don't see these guys spin these cars all the way around.
You haven't watched me then, Joe. So
well,
I do it all the time.
That's why I threw the normally, you know.
People know what they're doing.
It normally doesn't happen on these cars because obviously what being a full size stock car and what they are, and the speeds that they're in too. But again, also, you know, depends on the track state. If this place if the track is a lot more slicker than what it was, you know, the other night there Tuesday, then yes, it could be a little bit easier to spit it out, and we saw right there.
I find it interesting that Lane Snook is all the way up high here on this restart. So I'd imagine he's just going to kind of use his ability to cut down the racetrack to protect the bottom here on this restart. We'll see what he does.
You know, and not only does he have an advantage of being the leader, even on a double file start, but now with a single file, it's even more of an advantage. I say it that way because it really is, folks. I mean, there's really no other way around it. It is a true advantage for the leader. As you can see right there, he gets a good jump off. And Joe Backus and Stephen Goldner right there behind him. Now, Stephen Goldner takes the high side along with Michael Redding. They're going to go way up there on the top side cushion.
Goldner is the blue number 30. Redding is the red number 30. So that's how you can remember with that right there. But you're right. I mean, although it's the first time we've seen Snook go up just a little bit here, I wonder if he's looking around or if that bottom might be going away a little bit.
It could be. You know, we talk about it there. Oh, 2 cars together. Looks like LWYs. Caution is out. Go back here on the NJ Custom Creations
replay. Hazard stuff there
in
the infield.
Watch it one more time here. I saw it a little bit in the rear view there. LW was right there in the mix. He was actually up front a little bit. I don't know if maybe him in the 505. I know he got together with another car. Watching the replay there, you can see him 3 wide for the moment. Oh, they just made contact.
There,
yep. And bam, into a hard hit that just threw him back up on the track. Oh, and then nowhere to go. It looks like Steve Shaw Jr. that kind of shot him and sent him for a ride. And Now he done turned that car into a modified.
Well, there's some stuff that's modified about it, I'll tell you that. So
Absolutely.
probably the frame is modified after that hit right there. So, wow, that was a hard lick that he
And
took.
you know, we just said right there too, you got a lot of talented drivers that are in the back. A lot of guys out here, very fast drivers, just cannot make it through the field. It's just, again, we call this on the oval side. We say a lot of times there's a lot of tracks that tire wear really is a big thing, but also track position. And, you know, usually when we say, oh yeah, put 4 tires on it and you're going to be the fastest guy. Not always. You can put 2 tires on the oval side, and sometimes depending on the track and how it is, track position is more important than actually the tires. And we have seen that. I've been fooled many a times when a guy takes 2 tires and the guy in 3rd or 4th place, oh, he takes 4. Oh, he's just going to instantly on the restart just go flying through the field. No, the guy out front hangs on long enough that those 4 tires just kind of become neutral with the 2 up front, and it's just the track position that's kind of what we're seeing here with these cars and this track. Track position pretty much is king here because it's just so hard to pass and get through the field. Everybody's kind of equal.
And I would think too, I mean, this is a pure momentum track. This is really the definition of that. So I would think that once you get going like that too, it's just tough to make up positions, as we could tell. So if you're in 5th and the car's not working, stay in 5th, get in the top 10, get qualified for the big shows later. Because let's be honest, this is the 3rd street stock race in as many nights. A lot of these guys have been in the other 2. They want to make it in, so they're driving hard tonight.
Absolutely. 3 wide right there. Michael Redding in the mix there along with Stephen Goldner. You see him ready trying to throw the slider on the inside of Joe Backus. The battle's on for seconds. They're 3 wide behind him. Action all over the field here.
That's good stuff right there. Exactly what Lane Snook wants to see, the young go-kart racer down on the bottom part of the racetrack. Redding is in that red number 30. Looks like he'll be in 2nd spot for now, perhaps. But Joe Backus is on the outside as Stephen Goldner watches. Oh, here we are. You know what I love, Joe. There's the shot right there.
Well, Michael Schultz actually has a very good shot at it right here. Open the caution here. Let's see. Looks like LW involved. Let's go back on our replay here and see what happened. I think LW might have been a victim on this one. Let's pop somebody else up there really quick. But we'll go right along here with LW and see what happened to him here on this replay. Yeah, A&J Custom Creations replay here tonight. Hope everybody's enjoying the race here. We're in Knoxville here for the street side. Oh yeah, a car hit the wall and then LW just nowhere to go. Yep. And you see another one upside down. Not sure who that is.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he was
that was Daniel Vaught, the 4.
Daniel Vaught.
That is like it's almost gold color car there. So
Yeah,
I like
I'm
it.
pretty sure what it was. Yeah, he was dead.
No more of that. So Snook has dominated this race. He started on the pole. He's led every lap. Big mover, and this tells you, like what we were talking about, how tough it is to pass out there right now. Aiden Young, 11th to 6th. Of course, we haven't had that long 4, 5, 6, 7 lap green flag run yet either. So I would imagine to pass somebody in this, Joe, might take a lap or 2 just to set it up.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy, I'm not 100% sure on the YouTube. I got no errors. I got nothing going on my end, so I'm not sure if it's running great on the Facebook side. Not dropping frames. So could be a thing between us and YouTube servers. Obviously, it's on the GeForce TV on the YouTube side. What them technical things? I know the storms in the area, so not in our area, but the other areas.
Yeah, but it could affect the whole thing down the line too. I think you got Michael too. Michael's got some guns on him. You know that? Look at that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that frame back into shape himself, you know it?
Yeah, get out there and rip that car, man, in two. A lot of big boys out here. Yeah, you got to look. Hey, LW out front, though, or excuse me, that's a Lane Snook out front still. As the green flag flies, are back at it. Boy, Michael Reddy's right there with Joe Backus. Stephen Goldner behind him, though. Man, look at this pile of cars.
And now we can say it because of the picture. Michael Redding muscling that car around this speedway. I like that. So
yes, it is. Oh, and he got into the back of him.
Oh,
Joe Backus. And the yellow will fly because he wasn't able to get around. We watched that one live, and unfortunately him and Reddy was up there just battling with each other, and they just got hooked, and Joe Back is just nowhere to go on that one.
Now, do they have to cross their arms for the photo, Joe? Is that required?
That's what Roger said, yes.
Okay, all right, okay. I was just curious about that. So there's Michael with his big guns. So this just made things a lot tougher for Joe Backus.
Steve out there said Steve Shaw. I said his name a couple times. Yeah, my bad there, Steve. I saw that you weren't out there, so... Hey, we gotta keep you out here, though. The car looks about the same, though. That's what threw me off. I'm used to seeing the red style car there, but
you're
it's
right.
Todd Shaw. So it's Todd Shaw instead of Steve Shaw, but the car is usually looks almost identical to what though Steve actually.
Remember, 10 cars transfer, so that's the big picture here. Obviously, everybody wants to win this race, come forward, do what they can do. But right now, Preston Crammer, 14th to 10th, is in that last transfer spot for the big show.
Well, I appreciate it there, LW. It's going to be a very, very good one here so far. Street style action. Obviously, don't go anywhere. We got pro late models after this race here tonight, folks. As got 16 laps to go in this one. 2 more laps left.
Well, a lot of guys have already qualified, so these are the guys who haven't done as well the first couple of nights. So, like I said, I think that's just the pressure of trying to get into the big show and all your friends watching and all that kind of stuff. But Lane Stuck, no problems for Lane here tonight.
Got one more chance on Sunday also. So.
Yes, that'll be the last chances, and those could be wild.
Could be.
Sunday.
Absolutely. Lane Snook jumps out to the lead. Mike Redding right there behind him. Stephen Golden and Mike Schultz. Everybody's still single file for right now, but you got to go back here around about the 5th place spot. Aiden Young and them, they're going to go door to door.
That's good racing going on right back there. So Young in the 69 right there, and of course I keep wondering about this track. I keep looking, I'm watching the lanes change, and I can only imagine how tough it must be for these drivers out there right now.
Yeah, we're going to go back here about the 7th, 8th place spot, a little bit further back. They got some good side-by-side. That's with old Josh, Andrew Smith. You can just see right there, so how hard it is with Kyle Mooney and them. Right there, Mooney got a clip on the back end. Not sure who it was. I think it was Mike Kramer.
Might have been Preston, yeah.
That might have been Preston
or
there.
Troy, perhaps.
Or Troy,
was there.
Yeah. The black car right there. I can't make out the number on the side of it, but... got in the back of him right now. Everybody kind of settling down right
Cranmer,
now.
Because his car is black. The number is tough to see. So that was Cranmer then.
Yeah, unfortunately, just got him hooked there a little bit. Everybody kind of, single file kind of settling down right now. Now, like you said, it's just a hard place to pass here.
It is, and with the street stocks, it's almost like truck racing at Daytona. You just don't have enough motor to go as fast as you want, and so when you get an opportunity, sometimes you want to push a little bit. Here we are. My favorite shot is Kyle Mooney is on the back of Andrew Smith. That's the car that's right in front of him.
Right now, like you said, Kyle Mooney looking pretty good. He's sitting in the 9th place spot. He's looking on right there with Andrew Smith, and you can just see from the shot here, kind of shows you what we're talking about with this track and how it is. Where Kyle's sitting in 9th place, he's just not making up any ground. I mean, it's almost, they're identical. And as far as lap times go, this is another indicator of why nobody's just coming blasted through the field. From first all the way back to 23rd position, there's not even a half second or so difference between all of them. So as yellow flag flies, it looks like that might be Gary Taylor. Yep.
Oh, there he was. We just saw him.
We're going to replay here and see. And unfortunately, his car already looks like a snake job out there.
It's not tracking straight either.
No. Which might help him going into the turns. I mean, you you think about that. That thing, it's almost crab walking down the front stretch right there. But
look at it.
might. And then he just loops it. That thing's just.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Kept it off the wall. So at least he didn't damage it
there's
anymore.
Whoa, boy, I tell you what, that's not what he wanted to do. Probably should have towed it right there. Yep, finally did. But
there he hit the buttons.
Probably should have hit that toe a little sooner as soon as he saw that whole field coming.
Yeah, that's a scary way to look at things when you're facing the other way. But give our drivers credit. Nobody touched him. I can't believe that. That was awesome.
No, it could have been disastrous.
Well, I mean, it wasn't awesome, but you know what I mean. So.
All right. Unfortunately, on his end, yeah, that car was looked like a walking crab. We've seen something happen like that before.
Well, you got the turtles, now we got crabs.
Yeah, turtles and crabs.
You know, so.
Got all kinds of stuff. All right. What's that?
What was the joke about the rich girl? She was so rich she didn't have crabs, she had lobsters. I can't remember how that went. That was not Joe. That was me. Sorry.
I don't know.
Just popped in my head.
Yeah,
old Rodney Dangerfield stuff. Late Snook in front though, looking really good. We haven't talked to him in a while, Joe, have we?
No, he hasn't. He's had some rough races here. You know, and hadn't had some. You know, I'm gonna say it. You know, he's had some bad finishes and whatnot there for a while. He was on a really good run, and then all of a sudden, you know, just had some bad races. You know, it happens sometimes in racing. You know, you go through a good span, you're really, really hot, and the next thing you know, you're just stone cold on it. So, right now, tonight though, looking really good. We put this thing in victory lane.
Aiden Young has been the big mover in the top 10, 11th to 5th. So anytime I see anybody who's making their way up like that, and we got 10 laps to go, I say keep your eyes on him because he's one of the few making up spots out there as he really gets on the back bumper of Stephen Goldner that time.
Yeah, right now Michael Reddy knows time's running out. He's got to do something different here on these restarts because Lane has definitely got it hooked up there. But on the bottom side, Stephen Goldner is going to see what he can do is he's going to try an inside move here. And that's what Lane wants to see in his rearview mirror, those two guys battling.
Well, maybe not, because Goldner has been one of the winningest drivers in the past couple of months here in the GForce Racing League, so maybe he doesn't want to see Goldner get down on the inside. But like you said, the big thing is right now Goldner has to hug the bottom as way up the track goes Redding, so Goldner now has that spot, possibly as he'll set his sights on the leader.
Got less than 10 to go here, but here comes Stephen Goldner. He's going to see if he can't reel in. Oh, Redding up there, stuffed the wall. 3 wide as he loves to be up there on that top side cushion. That's going to allow the inside groove there for Aiden Young, his teammate. They'll go door to door.
And it looks still to me like Snook is just a little bit faster, and I like how he's adjusted his line up the racetrack from what he was doing a little while ago. And look at the margin. It is growing as Young is back down on the inside of Michael Redding for third. And again, you're loving that. I love that shot. That's
Mike
third
Schultz.
place you're saying.
Yep, that's it. Mike Schultz right there. He's watching that battle in front of him between Aiden and Michael. As you see, Aiden slides up, hits the curb. The car gets out of shape a little bit. And still up front there. Now they'll go door to door.
That's good racing right there. That is for position number 4 as the top 3 are now single file. And you can see the 16 down there on the inside making a move. That's Mike Schultz down there in that blue car. Oh, a little contact maybe. 5 laps to go when they come around this next time as Lane Snook continues to lead here at Knoxville Raceway. Home of sprint car racing, the home of street stocks here tonight. Goldner still in second spot in the 30 as Redding in the 14 has fallen back a little bit from this battle out in front as it's shaping up now to be a 2-car race. 5 laps to go. We're working lap number 21 right now. Snook's lead is just under a half a second with Redding, Young, and Schultz rounding out the top 5. Snook out front, the youngster, back down to the bottom. I like how he's changing his line up here a little bit as he is down low. Working his way out of turn number 4. There will be 3 laps to go. We're working 22, actually 4, excuse me, as Snook and Goldner trying to race. You can see Goldner is trying to get a run off the bottom. He just can't seem to do anything to gain on Snook. That margin's been about the same for the last 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, it is. Lane Snook right now, but he's coming up on a little bit of lap traffic. 23 machine right there. You got Michael Redding. Oh, excuse me, my bad. The 23 is Lane Snook. I was on Stephen Goldner. My apologies on that one. As Snook out front, I don't know if Goldner's got enough time to run him down, though.
Doesn't look that way. And again, they're running totally opposite lines. And like we said, I keep watching that margin, and you can see it's kind of holding around 5-6 tenths of a second now. So Snook will come around this time. They'll get the parallel flags. There will be just 2 more laps to go.
And I tell you what, you talk about lap times. Last lap was a 24:34 to 24:36. That is only 0.02 of a second. Now it's a little bit different. I mean, so just one lap, one's quicker, one lap, the other one's quicker, back and forth. It's just how it is at this place. Nobody can get a distinct advantage on the other.
Yeah, qualifying matters, I think, maybe more here than possibly any other track I've seen in the 2.5 months that I've been doing that. Doesn't sound like a long time. White flag is out. Last lap, Lane Snook's got one more set of corners to get through after he goes past the Hall of Fame and Museum.
Absolutely, down the bad stretch, final time. He's going to 2 more times here to put it in here to win tonight here for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Street Stock Series here for the Triple Crown, and put himself in the main feature here come this Monday's out of turn 4. He's going to win it.
Nice job for Lane Snook. He's in. So is Stephen Goldner, Michael Redding, Mike Schultz, Aiden Young. They are in. Josh Gerlach, good job for him. Corey Smith finishes 7th. Andrew Smith 8th. Preston Kramer 9th. And Kyle Moonen ends up getting the last transfer spot to the big show on Monday. So we'll have the top 3 at our Weatherby Photography Victory Lane here in just a few moments.
Absolutely.
Well, once they got going, now it ended up being a really good race.
It did, and sometimes a little bit slow start there on it. It happens. You got to figure out what this track's going to give you, what you're going to be able to take from the track there, and just everything in general. So, like we always say, folks, don't go anywhere after this. But we're going to bring some of these guys up here and get a word with them. So we always, like to get a word with all our drivers up here.
Well, Preston Kramer's in here right now.
Preston's
remember
up here. Well,
Epsilon
my bad. We're going to have to bring that. We'll go ahead and get that first here. We'll get Preston up here and let him talk about the Epsilon Sprint Wraps top driver here tonight.
Yeah, so it's really up to you guys how you want to do this, because Epsilon Sprint Wraps is fortunate enough to have the feature winner tonight. So Lane Snook, fast.
Well, I'll tell you
so
what.
If you want to
let's interview the other 2, and then I'll bring up Lane Snook. Let's talk to him.
All right.
We'll do that. All right, but let's bring up 3rd place man here, Doug. Let's get a word with him here tonight. Michael Redding.
Michael Redding joins us in the booth, driver of the 30 car. He was the red car. First of all, Michael, how tough was it out there? Because I could see the margins growing. It looks like this track is really tough to make up ground on once you get a little behind. Am I right?
Yeah, it's a momentum track, man, and the top ain't there, and it's one groove down to the bottom. You gotta scratch a claw to get anything you can gain.
How'd you end up in the wall? It was once or twice I saw you up there in the wall. Did you get it hard or just glance off it?
I hit it pretty good. I went to go see if anything was up there, and it bit me in the butt. But luckily we didn't lose anything, and we could gain it right back. So got lucky there.
Well, the big goal obviously was getting in the top 10. We had a good run. We learned something tonight that you think we can use on Monday?
Yeah, I know some things that I'm going to change differently as far as the steering and stuff moving forward. So that's going to help me for Monday. But other than that, it's just probably going to be one lane down at the bottom.
I'm looking at your picture here. I like your guns, man. What do you do for a living? Just out of curiosity. To get arms like that. Oh, there you go. That's where it happened then. Okay. All right. What kind of stuff do you haul? I'm just curious.
I drive a mixer truck, and then mainly I'm in a dump truck. So.
So you're not just in the truck, you're doing labor too. So, hey, who do you want to say thanks to, Michael?
First and foremost, I got to say sorry to Joe Buckus. I did not mean to turn him. And got to thank my sponsors, Ford's Gun and More, Batesville, Arkansas, Tidy Services of Batesville, Arkansas, Hot Pit Media, all my guys that I drive for over here at Gambler Motorsports with John Hine, and you guys for broadcasting, and Roger Craig for putting this on.
Did this latest storm get you guys, or are you okay?
We just got a lot of heavy rain last night. It all finally moved out of here just a little bit ago.
Well, good talking to you, Michael. You take care of yourself, and we'll see you on Monday. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
There we go. 3rd place man there, Michael Redding. We're going to bring up our 2nd place guy here, Stephen Goldner, and let's get a word with him.
Stephen, I know we didn't get a chance to chat last night, but man, that was quite a show you put on there in the sprint cars. First, before we get to this.
Yeah, I had some troubles with my computer. My game froze up right before I started the grid for the heat race, and so I missed the start by the time I got back in. So it was a long night for me. I got a lot of track time though, so it definitely helped out, I think, in the evening.
Yeah, C to 4th. You ever done that before?
No. I mean, I missed the first night, and I kind of watched or ghosted, and I was decent, but I was definitely better last night. So I'm happy with last night for sure. But
well, here we had this one. Did you have anything for Lane Snook? Looked like he just kind of had just a little bit more than you did out there.
No, I don't think I had anything for him, to be honest with you. I tried to do everything I could, but that's all I pretty well had. So we're gonna have to find some speed for Monday night.
What were we doing with our line to try to chase him?
It's tough to say right now. I'll get back with Noonan and a couple other of my teammates and see if we can figure it out, I think.
All right. Thank yous. You'd like to get out, Steven, before I let you go?
Yeah, I got to thank all the guys at Bandy Built Racing and Powerhouse Motorsports, C-Speed Design, and everyone else. I mean, Brandon helped me out last night, all night in the 360s and the late models. And, I mean, we ran good in both. Happy tonight. We're locked in all 3 races for Monday night, so I'm pretty happy.
Good job, man. And a big thanks to Weatherby Photography for helping us out here. Mention GeForce Racing Leagues, 20% off your next purchase. Good talking to you, Steven.
Awesome. Thank you.
There you go. Second place man there, Stephen Golden. Well, this guy right here, not only did he take the win, he's taken a lot of other things at top here for the Echelon Sprint Wraps. We're in the Weatherby Photography Victory Lane here tonight. Lane Snook, the young man, and I tell you, Preston, this guy, been a while since we've got to talk to Lane, and I don't know where Preston went to. But either way, Lane, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good so far, I guess.
Well, I tell you, it's been a while. I know there for a while, boy, it's really, really hot, but you've kind of struggled in the past. I mean, here the last couple weeks, and tonight, though, man, you were dead on it. How was that car, and how was the track?
The track was pretty racy, I thought, especially in 1 and 2. I could kind of run a slider line. It worked pretty well.
Absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what, Preston did also tell us that you are the top Echelon Sprint Wrap driver also, so congratulations on that for your team. That is awesome here because it's Charity Week here, the event that we're putting on for the Triple Crown Challenge. Not only that, but in here tonight for the Weatherby Victory Lane and for the GeForce Racing League here with the Street Stocks. You're the winner here too, which qualifies you to race this coming Monday. How excited are you for that one?
I'm really excited because we know Rick Eckert and them, Lennox, and he got burnt in the night of my Cops Memorial race, so I want to win this one pretty bad.
Hey, there you go. Well, I'll tell you what, hey, you did put it in the victory lane here tonight. That's awesome to see, but and it's good there, like you said, hey, to be able to qualify yourself into Monday. Well, you got anybody you want to definitely thank for tonight?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Keystone Alliance, Universal Settlement Service, Fox's Pizza Den, Jack Ron Howard Associates, KKP, Keystone Coatings Products, A&J Custom Creations, GeForce Racing Leagues, Brights Racing, C2C Sim Racing Team, Brights Oval Track Parts, E-Toronto Tickets, Malcolm Mills Millwright, Esplin Sprint Wraps, Galen Green Popcorn, and Snip Designs.
I tell you what, I always love listening to that list right there the man throws out. It's always a good thing to see, man. You're up here, Lane, man, knocking around a lot of these older guys and showing them how to get it done on the dirt track again. Congratulations on that win tonight.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. Lane Stuck, young man, putting it in victory lane. It's always good to hear and good to see there. So let's bring up here our final results order here just to show you. Out front, Lane Snook definitely bringing it home, qualifying himself in for the Street Stock Series to come this Monday. And you heard there that for Lennox, unfortunately, was burned during one of the races that actually Lane Snook was racing in there. So he really, like you said, wants to put this thing in victory lane for him and win the event. I don't blame him too. But hey, folks, don't go anywhere. Doug, we're going to be right back after this here in a few. This is going to be an awesome one here. So everyone, Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Gonna switch some servers out here and come back here with some late model action.
It's